Hello again, everyone. It's time for another yearly Otakon AfterCon report. This is for Otakon 2018. I'm Jordan,
This is Steve.
and it's been another con.
It's been a con.
How'd you like the con?
It was okay. Like, it was a bit lackluster as far as content, but I gotta say, this is my first time at the new place, new convention center, and that's a much better of a convention center. You did not exaggerate that.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
ridiculous.
the actual location and the actual convention itself is fantastic. I love the new building. But, much like you said, this was a very lackluster con. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. Usually there's too much that I want to do. That's the issue. Like, I gotta try to find the time. Like, okay, what do I want to do? What takes precedence? And I didn't have any of that this year. There really wasn't any big thing. I really felt like I want to definitely do this. Maybe
Well, there was that one thing that you tried to do and couldn't.
Well, yeah, that was the concept. It was like, I wanted to go to the Final Fantasy concert that they had. Mostly because it was the only concert that they had. But I mean, like, I had been preparing for weeks for it. Like, if I were to miss it, I wasn't going to be affected by it that much. I'm kind of just surprised I couldn't get into it. Granted, Friday, it's my fault. I showed up a half an hour before it started. Seating for it started at 5:30. The concert started at 7. And I knew it was going to be in such a big room. I thought, I'll get there half hour early. There should still be room. Well, needless to say, it turns out they cut it off. Didn't think anything of it. Sunday, they're doing their concert again on Sunday. I figured Sunday, it's usually not that busy. Most people don't show up Sunday. It's never that crowded. I'll just make sure I get there early. Showed up an hour early. Seating started at 12:30. Concert started at 2. And I was there an hour early, and they told me it was cut off a while ago. On Sunday.
Yep. You pretty much need to get there when it says seating, pretty much, or a little bit earlier.
It's partially, it's like I don't blame the con. It's like it's my fault. I just did not expect it to be that full.
Yeah.
Granted, I probably should have, considering it was the only concert that they had all weekend. Which is odd, because usually they have at least 2 or 3 2 to 5 musical guests every con. This year that was the only one. I just I don't know what was with this convention. Was it Otakon not getting because the numbers were down last year.
Yeah, it's either
Did they not have the money to get these, or did they spend it all on Final Fantasy? And they couldn't get anything else?
It's either they couldn't get people, or people didn't want to come.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the industries didn't even... I didn't feel they were there. I went to the industry panels for Funimation, Animeplex, and Discotech.
Viz didn't show up.
Viz didn't even show up. They did not. They didn't even have a booth to sell stuff. They didn't send anyone to do a panel. They didn't send any premiere stuff. Viz didn't show up at all for Otakon, and for me that's mind-blowing, because still Otakon is still in the top 10 for anime conventions in the United States. It's like I know Anime Expo was just like a month ago, but I expected something. Funimation and Animeplex didn't give out anything new. They didn't even. All it was like, hey, here's some stuff that you can buy now. And the Animeplex people, for their booth at Otakon, they had the tiniest booth they've ever had, and the only thing they were selling was the stuff for the Sword Art Online movie. That was it. They weren't even selling the actual TV show. They were just selling the movie stuff.
I didn't see any DVDs or anything there.
I had my sister. I was playing I'm gonna go ahead and finally pick up Erase. I've been meaning to pick that up. They didn't have any of that for sale.
Yeah, like fun.
And most of the stuff that they had for sale were all sold out by the end of Friday. I walked past the booth on Saturday and it's like, well, you can get some posters. That's it.
Tell me about the Funimation stuff. It was like you told me that the Funimation stuff, like they didn't do anything, which is really weird because they had this huge Dragon Ball exhibit in the dealer's room. They were advertising the new Dragon Ball Super movie coming out, The Return of Broly.
Which they didn't even talk about it in their panel.
They
It was just
advertised
like, it's going to be sometime in January. That's it. They
Like,
didn't give us a date.
You couldn't go anywhere in the convention center without seeing an advertisement for the for that Super movie.
But they didn't even speak about it at the panel.
Yeah.
They said you can buy the Super DVD is Dragon Ball Super anime Blu-rays and DVDs. They're for sale now. That's it.
You think they would have like a voice actor there or something to be like, oh, start promoting this? Like, well, we're dubbing this stuff right now. We're in the middle of dubbing.
And the thing is,
come to the movie in December or January.
the big Dragon Ball Z panel they had that was supposed to have the voice actors and everyone there got canceled because apparently they didn't show up.
You know what? I just realized that something they could have done. They could have like shown the original Broly movie for Dragon Ball. I think that would have been like a good like.
Because I bet you there's a lot of people that haven't seen it.
And be like, hey, get him hyped up for the new movie coming out. It's gonna be completely different. But hey, remember Broly?
But like I said, the Funimation panel, all they did was like, okay, here's some stuff that we have for sale in October and November, and that was pretty much it. And most of them were like part twos of stuff. Nothing, no new acquisitions, or hey, just so you know, we're gonna have this is gonna be coming down the line. None of that. It was as if Otakon wasn't worth the time or effort
to do anything.
Yeah.
It's like this is a huge from what I understand it should be like a huge promoting opportunity, and they did nothing to promote anything.
Neither Funimation or Animeplex did any premieres for any of their shows.
Yeah.
They even rarely showed any of their shows. It's kind of mind-boggling.
Like you were talking about Discotheque before I.
Oh yeah, Discotheque. That was the only thing that blew my mind was like Discotheque, one of the smallest companies in the anime industry, had 9 reveals. It was like, this is new. You guys are hearing it first. Reveals. Now, granted, Discotheque, all they're doing is re-releasing older animes and stuff, and but it was something.
You even said they had clips.
Yeah, they actually were showing clips like, hey, here's a dub for this.
Like
hey, just so you know, we know we released this a year. We announced we were going to release this a year ago. As now, here's why. It's like because they're having a whole bunch of dubbing or subtitle problems from the previous products.
It just sounds like
Discotheque was the best industry panel I went to all weekend long.
That's sad.
Yeah. I went right to their booth afterwards.
It really just had that, the whole con had that feel like, of just being half-assed, or just like, not half-assed, that's the wrong word. It just feels like just a lack of, feels like neglect. It feels like this con is suffering from neglect in some way.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the industry is neglecting it. Cause like, I typically go there and I will see like the other movies and stuff and the anime series that are played. There wasn't that much. Not much there. Most of it's older stuff. Not much in the way of premieres. Like I remember my favorite premiere.
Not even good older stuff. I like. I'm sorry, Better Man. That's a really old anime. That's from when I was in high school.
Yeah,
I remember that show.
No, but to put it in context, like I remember going to Otakon to see the Trigun movie premiere. I remember the dub anyway. And I remember going, like you said, you went there last year to go see the world premiere of the Eureka 7 movie. And it's just like, what we get this year? We got High Score Girl. And that's basically it. I think we got...
Netflix was the company that did the anime premieres. Now, unfortunately, these aren't world premieres because they're currently airing in Japan.
Yeah.
If you want to go through other method, you can go watch them.
Like
they're going to be on Netflix.
Yes. I think Sirius the Jaeger was also a premiere or something, but I think that was also one of Brothers, unless I'm misremembering it.
But I will say this though, I did enjoy High Score Girl. When it comes on Netflix, I'm going to watch it. I hate shell shaded anime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's heavily.
Yeah,
But it worked for that show.
It works for that show because like this isn't a show one we need to take very seriously. So it looks like we're in two. The animation style is kind of ugly already.
Yeah.
So if it looks like even more awkward, okay, well that's fine. It's one it's one thing to do it to like something like Berserk, which is this epic tale of serious tale, this huge drama, when it's just completely off-putting. If you're doing just like a comedy like this, it's already drawn like kind of awkward. Like it works, it's fine. Like I understand that they need to practice this stuff, or they're never going to get better until unless they practice this stuff. But if this is the show you practice on. This is a good show to do this on. There's not a lot of action in this show. It's like the most action is just the girl beating the shit out of the guy.
Yeah, and the games themselves.
Yeah, but those aren't even cel shaded. They're just actual games. You
Yeah.
get to see the video games.
But that was the thing. This con, I wasn't sure. Is this? Was it? Did the person in charge screw up with the schedule and getting the people to show up, or did the anime industry itself not want to show up?
I don't know, but I hope it's better next year, because this was like you described it best as like it took 2 steps forward, it took 1 step forward, and then took 2 steps back.
Yeah.
Like this is something I expect from a lesser con, not like one of the Big Ten.
All I can think of right now is that I'm glad I saved the money and got a cheaper hotel and just took the metro in every day, and I didn't spend the high $300s to $500 a day to stay at the convention center, which was originally wanted to do. Because if I always spent that kind of money and went to this con, I'd be pissed right now.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm just disappointed. There were a few good things though. I did enjoy the AMV contest, even though either me or other people were confused what the action category is.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on there, but they were good AMVs.
That's been a reoccurring problem I've noticed over the years. It's like certain things end up in certain categories, and I'm just like, why is that? Why is a dance video in the action category? It's just like, I didn't really care for the AMV contest this year. There were like 2 outstanding videos I thought in the romantic category. Surprisingly enough, they were actually really well done.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just like I was struggling to find. I guess this one's good enough. Check it off.
And I got to get there's a voice actor I like. I was able to get his autograph. Masushi Kana. He is the voice actor for Guts from Berserk, and he voices all the forms of Lancers throughout the Fate series. Now, the first day I tried to get his autograph, Otakon screwed up their autograph sessions. If you guys remember a review from last year, I wondered how is this new convention gonna handle autographs. Well, this year they answered it by saying we're going to handle it badly. They fixed it on Saturday, but Friday they had set up. It's in the dealer's room, so you can't get there until the dealer's room opens up. First autograph session begins at 1 o'clock. Dealer's room opens up at noon. Dealer's room never opens up on time. It's always a half hour to sometimes even an hour open later than it was originally open. And they just decided there's to have 9 autograph sessions go on at the same time, so they just put everyone in the same line. And then it's like, oh, we'll just call people over little by little to filter into the other lines. And they didn't know what to do. And with only about half an hour left and my line not moving at all, I just got up and left. And funny thing is, when I went yesterday to get my autograph, they did fix that. Every autograph session had its own separate line, thank God. Yeah. And I noticed that most of the people that were in line with me were the ones that were in line with me the day before.
Yeah.
So obviously it was a good thing I left because they didn't get their autographs either.
Yeah. I enjoyed some of the videos there. There was nothing there that I typically go to watch anime with groups, but one of the problems was there was very little in the way of comedic animes. There were like one or two that were good, but it's just like there. It was almost like I go looking for it because it's nice to get in a big group of people and laugh at the funny stuff. But no, it wasn't much of that this year. Like they didn't have the fan parodies anymore.
Yes.
Did they have that last
No,
year?
yes, it did. There was no Friday night or Saturday night fan parodies this year.
They cut that out completely.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe the people weren't going, or like they didn't want to do it. I don't see why. Like they play parodies out there that you can.
I mean, the main event on the schedule was just basically wide open all weekend long. They had a huge ballroom the year before that they would show premieres and have huge events and stuff over on the Marriott side. They did not use that this year at all.
Yeah, the main event room never got used for anything. Like it got used for closing and opening ceremonies and the masquerade, and that's about it. That's all they used the main event center for. The featured center got used a little bit more, but there's still like lots of gaps. It seemed like where it wasn't used, or like long periods of time. I don't know. It was weird. It seemed like there was a lack of content in this con, a big lack of content.
Yeah.
And this content that was there was like the content was okay, but there was nothing mind blowing about it. There's no mind blowing content. There's nothing where it's just like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm so glad I came in for this con for just this.
Yeah, I didn't.
I had no eureka moment.
Yeah.
Or anti-eureka moment because I don't like that show.
And this was basically. It's a very mad con. I mean, where usually I struggle to fit everything together so I can go because there's usually too much going on at the same time. This year, I just struggled to find something worth going to.
Even the panels I weren't most of them weren't interested in. There were like a couple, but I just like.
I'd tell you one thing I've noticed for the it wasn't just this year; it was also last year too.
Mm-hmm.
For Otakon is supposed to be a convention also to celebrate Japanese culture. I don't see any panels about, Japanese culture. This is like, if you want to go to Japan, here's some things you should know.
Yeah.
Or,
Like
and if you want to go, this is stuff you should do.
They have more stuff about historical culture
Yes.
more than anything, but not like current culture. Like I would like to go to a panel at Otakon and be like, oh, if you here's some things, cultural things you might not know about Japan.
Yeah.
That are actually like factual stuff.
I would like that panel, what it's like to visit or live in Japan, because that might be an option for me in a few years.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like kind of like if I had to grade this con, I say like C plus B minus. Not their best work, but passable.
I'm gonna give it a D.
D for disappointment.
Yeah.
D for disappointment.
Like I'm not blaming them for missing the concert. That's my own fault.
Yeah. It's just everything else.
Everything else. It just was a very lackluster con. I mean, I usually walk around and also take a lot of pictures of the cosplayers and videos and stuff. And I don't know. It's just like I couldn't get hyped this year. Like I didn't take hardly any videos.
There
or
wasn't a
pictures
lot to get hyped
I
about.
wasn't because I just felt like I couldn't be bothered. And another thing is, I just didn't see as many cosplayers this year. There seemed to be a complete, I mean, there were some great cosplayers. Don't get me wrong, but it just didn't seem to be as many this year. It's like, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go next year. Like I've gone every year for 10+ years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, I feel I want to keep going. I'm hoping this is just, a dead year. Because there was a few years, there's been times before where, I remember a few years ago where I went to one Otakon where I had such a bad time where I almost convinced myself I'm never going to go again. And then the next year ended up becoming the best con ever. So, I got to give it at least another chance. Now, if next year is as bad as this year, I don't know.
Yeah, Like
I
I
might
might
be
look
looking
at.
at,
I think
I
we
might
need-
be starting to look for alternatives.
honestly,
This is
with how
really-
easy it was to get in, just pre-register, you might just want to just wait and just see what's on the schedule before,
Yeah.
rather than get your badge mailed in, because it's not that it wasn't that hard to get. It's difficult to get in real quick.
Yeah. You're right.
But it's just like that's just my thought process. I just like for me, I want to know more about what's going on before I commit to it, because it seemed like there wasn't much
Because
there.
even when the schedule first came out, I was like, man, there's really not a lot going on. So it's like, well, they posted the schedule like 3-4 weeks in advance. They're gonna add
I'll
stuff,
flush it out.
and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of left it as is.
Like if they're not gonna get the premieres, you're just like, what's the point? Because that's the thing that should be hooking people.
Yeah. And the concerts and everything. But I mean, like I kept waiting to see if another guest was gonna show up, but no one ever.
Didn't you say didn't you say the Dragon Ball panel didn't have enough people didn't show up?
Yeah, the guests weren't available, so they ended up having to cancel it. I had some guys on the Funimation panel were talking about it. So they went to it and were told that, oh, sorry, this got canceled, and they just forgot to remove it from the schedule.
And it's just like
So
it
apparently
gets
it canceled
canceled.
way in advance.
It gets canceled, and it'd be one thing if they weren't promoting Dragon Ball stuff all around the goddamn con, like the Super Movie game getting advertised on all the screens. That a huge thing in the downstairs, but they couldn't be bothered to show up, have the guests show up to do this one panel. Like, were they not there at all?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, it goes to it just seems like neglect. It seems like the con wasn't important enough, which is weird.
Like I know Anime Expo has been getting more and more popular every year and becoming bigger, and they gotta push more for big reveals and stuff for Anime Expo. I know it's been heard Otakon a little bit, but with it being a month difference, I figured they would leave. Like, let's leave something for Otakon.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even sure if that's the issue.
There was something felt wrong about this
Yeah.
con. I'm not sure what it is. Hopefully, this will be resolved by next year.
Yeah. Well, that's it, everyone. That's our AfterCon report. If you missed it and you wish you could have gone, I can tell you, you didn't miss much. Well, that's all. Have a good day, everyone.
Later.
Oh shit! I wasn't even recording.
Ha!